What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a very scary and frustrating symptom that I dealt with on a daily basis, and that's difficulty breathing. I always had this weird feeling or sensation that I couldn't get enough air into my lungs. I felt like my body wasn't getting enough oxygen. I had cardiophobia, so this also made me feel like I was having another heart attack. And I dealt with this for a very, very long time. I was able to get rid of this symptom, so I'm gonna give you 2 awesome tips at the end of this video that worked for me, and I believe that they will work for you. But you know what time it is. Smash the like button down below if you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you deal with this specific anxiety symptom. You are not alone. That's very, very important to know. You are not alone. This is a safe place for you. So if you are new here, hit the subscribe button and be a part of this community. Guys, if you've had anxiety for a while and you're scared of these symptoms, there's a good chance that you are very symptom focused. If you want to recover from anxiety, throwing this tip in there, you have to work recovery from the inside out. Don't just focus on the symptoms. I know it's easier said than done. These symptoms are scary, but you have to work recovery from the inside out by changing your perception, okay? So if you're interested in that and you're serious about recovery, my course and coaching info is down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. Be a part of that course. Ask about the coaching program through my email, and I will get all that information sent to you. Be a part of that. So guys, difficulty breathing. I had this the very first time I had a panic attack. Many of you have panic attacks, anxiety attacks. One of the hardest parts about it is that we feel constricted and restricted, and a lot of that has to do with muscle tension, okay? So your breathing cavity is tense. Your diaphragm down here is very, very tense. I can even take this up further. Your throat sometimes can feel like it's closing. A lot of you have globus hystericus, all right? Which is that lump in the throat or a fullness in your throat. That can add to the feeling of not being able to breathe. You can get these choking sensations. So you have to understand, especially if you're dealing with an anxiety or panic attack, you're going into fight or flight. Your body is trying to run away from something or fight something off. Do you think you're just going to be sitting around while a tiger is chasing you like this? No. What are you going to be doing? Or, right? That's what you're going to be doing. So your breathing is speeding up. It's becoming more rapid and it's becoming more shallow. And what your body's trying to do is pump more blood to important areas of your body so you can get away or fight something off. That's what's actually happening. And we're mistaking that for not being able to breathe. Now the tension, the tightness is there, and whenever you hyperventilate and whenever you have a lot of shallow, rapid breathing, is it comfortable? No. Why is it really uncomfortable though? Because you're sitting still and there's no obvious danger around you. So that's when we start to assume that it's a heart attack or a health issue, right? And it's hard to believe that anxiety can make us feel this way, especially during this pandemic, guys. That's one of the main symptoms of the virus, right? So we get confused with that. A lot of people that I coach now, their health anxiety actually started when this pandemic hit, and one of their main symptoms is difficulty breathing. And like I said, I dealt with this on a daily basis, all right? So 2 things that can help you guys. And I'll first start off by saying this. A lot of people turn to breathing techniques to help them with their breathing, right? I'm cool with breathing techniques. I think that they can help, but I think they're more of a preventative tool versus something that you go to whenever you're having anxiety or a panic attack, or when your anxiety is really high and you have that sensation of not being able to get a full breath. For a lot of you, it's going to make you focus even more on the breathing, and it's going to stress you out even further, make the symptom worse. For some of you, maybe this will work. For me, doing a breathing technique, whenever I felt this sensation or had this symptom, it made things worse for me. And I've coached so many people that have told me that the breathing technique did not work for them. I believe breathing techniques are good, okay? But you need to do them more as a preventative tool, okay? To keep your anxiety levels down, to not get to this point to where you're stressed and you're having this horrible symptom, okay? So 2 things that I had to do. I had to approach this more aggressively. Exercise is huge. It'll open up the lungs. It'll open up the breathing cavity, okay? It's gonna reduce tension. It's gonna clear your mind, which is huge, right? Your thought process is what probably started the symptoms, right? So you're gonna be able to clear your mind. So it's gonna help with that. And then whenever you're done with the workout, you can experience this runner's high. Now, some of you are scared to exercise. I get that. I understand that. One of the last things that we wanna do whenever we have this symptom is to exercise, but you have to understand what your body really wants. It wants you to fight or run away. So start playing and acting that out, okay? I wasted so much time by avoiding exercise, right? So if you've been checked out by a doctor and you are healthy and you've been told that you're fine and you've been cleared for exercise, start doing it. All right? Please take advantage of that. But exercise is going to help you. You're matching the intensity of your fight or flight, right? You're matching the intensity of your anxiety attack, your panic attack. You're doing what your body actually wants it to do. So it helps out tremendously. Something else that I did, cold water, ice packs, ice, very, very effective. Shocks the system. We hear about grounding techniques all the time. Well, that's one of the best grounding techniques that you can use, if not the best. In my opinion, it is the best grounding technique, okay? So I would take ice cold showers, all right? A lot of people don't want to do that either, right? But if you've been suffering and you're desperate and you're having an anxiety attack or a panic attack or you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, jump in an ice cold shower. You're not going to be worried about that anymore. The only thing that you're going to be worried about is how cold that freaking water is. Right? And on a lesser scale, you can splash cold water on your head. That's how I started before I upgraded to cold showers. Or you can hold ice cubes. I know many of you have seen that TikTok video that explains that. You can do ice packs, ice cold rags. There's many different things that you can do to shock your system, to ground you, to get you out of that fight or flight. Okay? So try that out as well. But guys, those are 2 tips that you can start using today. A lot of you won't take that advice. Cold showers sound terrible to you. Exercise while you're stressed sounds terrible. But guys, I don't want you to keep suffering for years because you refuse to use some of these more aggressive techniques. But guys, I love you all. I want you to keep fighting. Remember, if you want extra help with your anxiety, please take part in my course or my coaching program. The info is down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. Remember to subscribe if you're new here. And again, leave me a comment. Let me know if you deal with this symptom and like this video if you got value. Also, if you haven't followed me on TikTok, I talked about that just a second ago, that TikTok video of the ice cubes. I'm doing a lot of videos on TikTok now, so follow me at Anxiety Hacker. I'll put it up here. Follow me on Instagram as well, Anxiety Life Coaching, if you haven't. That's another great place to get some info and some of my videos. So guys, I love you, and until next time, keep fighting.